Excellent. You should be seeing our running topic sheet. Green is today. I am Greg Gosshorn with Mapping Your Marketing. Strategic and tactical solutions, including reputation. In this room, we share on video, and you are lucky. We are in the middle of a video challenge. Now, this goes absolute matched with the H7 Champion Challenge. So if you don't know what that is, it's put out by Clay, and it's super easy. You're going to share a 60-second video about your champions in the network. We covered that extensively last week. I'm going to put a link in. It's already up on YouTube. And so we share these our room recordings up there. So in case somebody had to go like the doggone Mark's room with the 57-page report last week. So anybody who went over there and learned about LinkedIn can go get content tips and learn the rules for the challenge. So when they go over and post it on LinkedIn in the right way. Now this challenge was not just the champion challenge. That's the H7 one. The Tech Corner video challenge is going to continue. And as part of this, we're bringing in a professional copywriter and a spooner, and we're going to craft what's going to be a very awesome video. It's going to take a few weeks. Today, we're going to dig into the features and benefits. So if you come to the room, you get professional copywriting help, creation tips, and one of the attendees in the room is going to win a private session with Anna, our copywriter, to help them wordsmith their messaging.
Very nice.
And I just want to jump in real quick. Sorry, Mark. And just add that the process that we're going to use to create the video, the feature benefit outcome transformation, is actually called the Ladder of Persuasion. And you can use it for all kinds of marketing, not just video. So if you want to come in and learn the Ladder of Persuasion, you can apply it to your video, but then you can take that and run with it and do it 100 different places.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that.
So, Catherine, did you do your champions video yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
But I have a note here to find out the rules and do it.
Excellent. I put a link to our room last week. If you want, they're in there, like some content tips. You may be comfortable, doing your own, but there's some great tips that Anna shared on how to phrase it, how to word it. And then interestingly, one of the angles that we're taking in Tech Corner is not only to shout out to our like current champions, right? But to add on to that is an ask like, oh, we're also looking to expand to, or, to maybe reach a new set of champions.
Okay.
And like I said, you guys are lucky today. We have Anna Spooner here, is a professional copywriter, and she has this great idea. And I've been working on mine, and it's just a really solid way. This Ladder of Persuasion, and that's going to be the fundamental formula for these next few weeks. So it takes a few components to it. We're going to do a couple in this week. Skip next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. After that, we're going to do the other couple parts. And then there's actually a final one where we make one kind of like final video, and it's not really stitching those two together. Hopefully, through this process, we're getting better at saying what we do. And I'm actually saying that wrong. We don't really say what we do, right? Go ahead and start us off, Anna. That sounds like a good handoff.
Right. Awesome. Thanks, Greg. I'm so glad everyone's here. So the Ladder of Persuasion it's an interesting thing that I kind of learned behind the scenes. I was having lunch with someone who was part of a marketing organization, and he just started to off the cuff share this, and I've never seen it online. And so apparently it was never shared. It was just an idea that he had, but it was excellent. So the Ladder of Persuasion is about the fact that when you build a persuasive case for people to buy from you, to have your product or service, there are levels of persuasion. The bottom rung of the ladder is the least persuasive, still important. We'll talk about how to incorporate that. And then as you go up the ladder, it gets more and more persuasive. So when you build the Ladder of Persuasion behind the scenes before you go live with your marketing, You start from the bottom and you build up. And when you finish the ladder of persuasion, you present it in a different order. You don't present 1, 2, 3, 4. You present 4, 1, 2, 3, and we'll talk about why. So what we're going to talk about today is just the features and benefits portion. Those are the first 2 rungs of the ladder. And quite frankly, they're the part that most companies stop at. They don't ever go beyond that for persuasion. So your features are what you do. What do people receive when they work with you? It's easy to confuse features and benefits. For instance, I've known a lot of people who created online courses who felt like having a weekly Q&A and a video a week that was 45 minutes and a workbook were all benefits. Those are all features. Those are all things that you get when you sign up for the course. Now they're valuable, but the reason they're valuable is because they have benefits, then they go on up the ladder. So the first step in the ladder of persuasion is to write down your features. What do people get when they work with you? If you're a coach, that might be something like you get an hour meeting every week. You get access to a proprietary Facebook group that no one else except customers gets access to. You get a group coaching call every month, whatever it is. If you sell a product, it could be, you get my widget, you get, 6 months support, you get money back guarantee, whatever. These are all features. What do you get when you hand your money over? Okay. Now, those are the least persuasive because they're just about your product. So far, you haven't connected with your customer. You've just said, here's the thing. If you give me a certain amount of money, you'll get this pile of stuff, right? But why? Why would someone do that? And the reason they would do it is because they're going to benefit. So the second rung of the ladder is the benefits. And very simply, what you do is you take every feature that you've talked about and think, why does the customer want this? What benefit are they going to receive from taking advantage of this feature, right? Why is a weekly one-on-one call important to someone who's being coached? What are the benefits of that? Why is my widget important to someone? Why is 6 months of support important? Why does that matter? What's the benefit? So you should be able to map from your features specific benefits. Now, when you're creating your marketing, you're going to want to group those benefits together because nobody wants like 700 benefits. It gets really overwhelming. So you want to think about, okay, in general, working with me, the top 5 benefits are XYZ, whatever they are. And that gives you a focal point. If you're writing a really long sales letter, like if you have a really high dollar item, like you've got a $6,000 mastermind or some on-site or something, then you can spend more time going into more benefits. The higher the dollar amount, the more you're going to need to sell it. So the longer the copy should be. So in general, the first 2 parts of the ladder of persuasion are features and benefits. The features are what they get when they hand over their money, and the benefits are why those features are important to the customer, what they're getting from it. So I just want to open this up for questions. What questions do any of you guys have?
I don't really have a question right now, Anna. I think what you're talking about makes a lot of sense. And what I like about it is the clarity that you're offering.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I would agree. And the fact that so many of us do talk about features and then linking them to the benefits, as opposed to people that just talk about the benefits without the features, somehow doesn't have the same kind of connection.
It doesn't. And as we get further up the ladder of persuasion, you're making bigger and bigger promises. And so those bigger promises absolutely must be anchored to what you offer, or else you just come off like a snake oil salesman, right? You come in and you're like, I can change your life forever. Really? How? Right. It's going to be amazing. It's going to change forever. Like, yeah. how, you know, like that's why you can't ignore the features. Just the fact that they're the bottom rung of the ladder doesn't mean they're skippable. It just means you can't stop there.
Gotcha. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My Zoom is acting a little weird. I like that.
Yeah,
So if
you're frozen, but I can hear you.
gotcha. Excellent. So I'm trying to take some good notes here because we're going to follow this up. I'll put some notes on out there. So features is like in a couple words, things you get.
Mm-hmm.
And then
what the customer gets when they hand over the money.
Got you. And then what would you say is the little summary for the benefits?
Why the features matter to the customer.
Okay.
Why do they care that they get a workbook? Why do they care that they get a group call? So what, you know? And so those are just the first two. What we're going to talk about next week, and I would like to invite all of you to come back, is the outcomes and the transformation. So benefits lead to outcomes in people's lives. Those outcomes transform who they are. So we're going to talk about applying that to your business next week.
I like that. So there's homework. This is a challenge. This is a group participation thing. And I'm playing along with mine. And so I would say that the homework is to make, so since we're doing 2, does that mean it's a 60-second video or a 30-second video, do you think, Anna?
I think a 60-second would make sense.
Gotcha. And so talking about those, is there an order we should talk about? Should we do the features and then tell them why they matter?
I think so.
Okay, great. And I put a link in the chat to our, we have a tech corner, business tech corner, LinkedIn group. So if anybody feels like they want to post that up there and share it and get some feedback, that's a great place. We use it all the time. We've done multiple video challenges here, and that just seems to be a neat place